Hey guys, it's Miss Dyer, and I just wanted to take a minute to shoot a quick video because I was going to see if you guys notice what I have here. But I have two of them, and I only had one when we were back at school. Well, what I've got is I have Miss Mcclendon and Miss Dyer's caterpillars. So when we got the call on Sunday that we weren't going to be able to have school for just a little bit, one of the first things that I thought of was our caterpillars. And so I was texting with our other first grade teachers, and I said, I'm going to run down to the school and get my caterpillars. Does anybody else want me to get theirs? And so some of them had already taken them home for the weekend, and so I grabbed Miss Hampton's. She's already come and got her little caterpillar babies. And I also got Miss Mcclendon's and, of course, ours. And I got our butterfly garden thing and Miss Mcclendon's butterfly garden thing. Excuse Ms.Dyer's mess. I've got stuff everywhere. But I was walking to the kitchen just a second ago, and I've been watching them all day, and it's so interesting. But I was walking to the kitchen, and I just glanced over. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to do this where you can see it. But I walked over, and I noticed these are Miss Mcclendon's. Now, I am holding it, but I'm trying to be super still. But they're wiggling around. When you walk past, even when you're not holding it or anything, they are wiggling. Look at Miss Dyer's. Now, Miss Mcclendon's are about a day ahead of Miss Dyer's in their little change process. Does anybody remember that big word for change? When something goes through a change, it's metamorphosis. Metamorphosis, it's a fancy word for change. But these are Miss Dyer's. Now, that looks a little different than Miss Mcclendon's, doesn't it? What's all that icky stuff? Ugh, that looks crazy. Well, mine are moving too. Ours are moving too. And there's a couple that have already moved up there. But what they're doing is they are getting to their chrysalis phase. I'm going to sit down just a second and it's hard to hold this phone. But anyway, when we got our caterpillars, they came to us in the mail, which is kind of funny, but they looked like this. But they actually started out as a little egg. But when they came to us, they were tiny, tiny, tiny little caterpillars. They didn't look anything like this. But they grew and grew and grew, and that was about 10 days ago, 10 or 11, 9 or 10 days ago, I guess. So that's about how long it took. And they ate their food. They were getting big and fat, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're super, super fat. And so now they're like in the story Charlie the Caterpillar. My class, we read that. See how that one's eating? And watch it. That is so cool. Look at that, guys. That is so cool. Now look at this one. This one looks more like, I think he's done. I think he's done eating and he's done doing his thing. And so now he's just going to wiggle to the left and wiggle to the right like Charlie the Caterpillar and spin himself into a chrysalis. Miss Mcclendon's, if you'll look, all of the waist, oh, I hope I'm not being too rough on these caterpillars, but anyway, I'm trying to get a good picture. If you'll see how hers doesn't look like that, all of the silky waist is either on them or it's in the floor, it's in the bottom of the jar. So that's interesting. But anyway, so what'll happen is, it looks like Miss Mcclendon's are just about ready. In about 3 days, we'll wait for them to get super hard, and we'll take this lid off, and we'll put it in this neat little holder thing, and we'll set it down in the butterfly garden. And so after another week to 7 days passes, and they're going to be on their little chrysalis holder on the lid, And after that, they're going to start to pop out of their chrysalis. Who knows what's going to come next? Are we going to have honeybees like my mug back there? No. We're going to have, ooh, butterflies. Butterflies. I cannot wait. And I will make sure that you guys get to see our beautiful butterflies too. So keep your fingers crossed that our caterpillars do well. You guys stay tuned to hear our stories. Miss Carrie read the story tonight, and Miss Hampton read you a story on Monday night. Who knows who it's going to be tomorrow night and the rest of the week. You'll just have to come to our YouTube channel and on our first grade activities page. If your parents don't know what that is, or if you're seeing this maybe on Facebook, message your child, tell your parents to message your teacher, and we'll point them in the right direction.